Welcome back to BookShortz, your go-to spot for juicy, addictive, and binge-worthy book summaries that hit you right in the feels. If you love steamy enemies-to-lovers stories with sharp banter, sizzling chemistry, and characters who make you scream at your screen, then buckle up, because today we're diving into Twisted Hate by Ana Huang. It's explosive, it's emotional, it's the kind of love story that starts with loathing and ends with everything on the line. If you're new here and you love books that keep you hooked from the first line to the last page, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a story that deserves your attention. Now, let's get into this fierce, fiery romance where hate and desire go hand in hand. And the only rule is don't fall in love. They say there's a thin line between love and hate, but what if that line blurs so much you can't tell where the fury ends and the craving begins? Welcome to Twisted Hate by Ana Huang, a scorching enemies-to-lovers romance that takes you on a ride filled with fire, passion, witty banter, hidden vulnerabilities, and an attraction too intense to ignore. In a world where judgment is swift and grudges run deep, what happens when two people who despise each other find themselves trapped in a no-strings-attached arrangement that threatens to unravel everything? This is the third book in the Twisted series, and it's as addictive as ever. The spotlight now turns to Jules Ambrose and Josh Chen, two people with enough chemistry to light up the sky and enough animosity to burn down cities. And when fate throws them together in a game of temptation and secrets, the only question is, who will fall first? Jules Ambrose is the fiery, independent, and unapologetically ambitious best friend of Ava, the heroine from Twisted Love. She's got a sharp tongue, a backbone of steel, and dreams too big to contain. Law school is her battleground, and she's determined to rise without anyone's help. She's been underestimated before, and she's not about to let anyone, especially Josh Chen, get in her way. Josh, on the other hand, is the charming and brilliant doctor who also happens to be Ava's overprotective older brother. With smoldering looks and a mind sharper than a scalpel, he's used to being in control. But Jules gets under his skin like no one else. Their history is painted with venom and jabs, years of mutual annoyance layered with barbed comments and icy stares. He thinks Jules is reckless and irresponsible. She thinks Josh is arrogant and insufferable. And they both think the other is the last person they'd ever want in their life. But destiny doesn't care about personal grudges. When Jules lands an internship at a local clinic, where Josh just so happens to work, their lives start to overlap, more than either of them are comfortable with. Forced proximity becomes a daily headache. The sexual tension becomes impossible to ignore. And that line between hate and desire, it starts to vanish. At first, it's about release. Lust, a simple solution to a complicated tension. They make a deal, strictly physical, no emotions, no strings. They won't tell anyone, and they definitely won't fall for each other. What starts in secret hotel rooms and late-night rendezvous begins to unravel their carefully constructed walls. Their arrangement is supposed to be meaningless, but the more they give in to the heat, the more something deeper takes root. Josh begins to see the woman behind the fire. He notices how Jules carries the weight of a past she rarely talks about, how she puts everyone else ahead of herself, how fiercely she loves and protects her friends. Beneath her sarcasm is a vulnerability she guards like a fortress, and Jules starts to see that Josh's perfection is armor. He's not just a cocky doctor. He's a man with a wounded heart, shaped by family expectations and silent pressure. He's not trying to control her. He's just scared of losing someone he cares about. But love doesn't bloom easily in enemy territory. Their pasts come crashing into their present. Jewel has secrets, big ones, that she's never shared with anyone. not even Ava. And one of those secrets threatens to destroy everything. As Josh starts digging deeper, he uncovers pieces of her that she never wanted anyone to see. And when the truth finally explodes, it risks not only their fragile connection, but Jules' friendship with Ava, the one relationship she values more than anything. What makes Twisted Hate so electrifying is its brutal honesty. This isn't a fairy tale love story. It's messy, complicated, and raw. Jules and Josh don't fall in love the way people do in movies. They fight it, they resist it, and when it hits, it shatters. Theirs is a romance born from fire, a collision of two fiercely independent souls who must learn that strength isn't about doing everything alone, and vulnerability isn't a weakness, but a bridge to something real. Ana Huang masterfully builds the tension between Jules and Josh with snappy dialogue and sizzling chemistry. Their banter is as brutal as it is hilarious, and every interaction crackles with emotion. But beneath the playful jabs are deeper wounds, family trauma, abandonment, guilt, and the overwhelming fear of being truly seen. As Jewel fights to prove herself in her career, she also battles the internal voice that tells her she's not enough. She's haunted by decisions from her past, and her journey is one of learning to forgive herself and believe that she deserves love, real love. Josh, meanwhile, struggles with the shadows of responsibility, expectation, and the protective instincts that sometimes blind him. His journey is about letting go of control and allowing his heart to guide him, even if it terrifies him. Their physical relationship is intense and explicit, but it's never just about sex. Every stolen night is a step closer to intimacy. Every touch peels back another layer. But it's when the arrangement ends and the real world comes crashing back that things get complicated. Can two people who were never supposed to love each other learn to fight for that love? Or will their history and pride tear them apart for good? The climax of the book doesn't come with just one twist. It comes with multiple moments of reckoning. Jules must make a choice between protecting herself and risking everything for the man she once swore she hated. Josh must confront the ways he's failed, not just Jules, but his own heart. And Ava, caught between her best friend and her brother, becomes the collateral damage in a war that neither Jules nor Josh expected to escalate so far. Yet through the pain comes growth. Twisted Hate is more than a steamy romance. It's a story of redemption, of learning that love isn't always soft. Sometimes it's angry, sometimes it's loud, sometimes it starts in the most unexpected of places, with a glare across a crowded room, a sarcastic insult, a heated argument that turns into a kiss. It's about learning that hate isn't always the opposite of love. Sometimes it's just the beginning. In the end, what makes this story unforgettable isn't just the explosive chemistry or the sizzling tension. It's the vulnerability, the character arcs, the moments where Jules and Josh finally let go of their pride and admit that maybe, just maybe, the person they thought they hated is exactly what they need. Ana Huang doesn't just give us a love story. She gives us a story of healing. And through Jules and Josh, she reminds us that some of the best relationships are the ones we never saw coming. So if you're craving a romance that burns from the very first page, with enemies who can't stop crashing into each other, and a love story that feels as real as it is intense, Twisted Hate is the book you've been waiting for. It's a lesson in passion, pain, growth, and ultimately, the kind of love that transforms you. Turn the page and let the hate burn into something unforgettable. If you want to listen full audiobook for free, link in description.